I'm getting ready to board this big old otter. I don't have a board long enough. I don't know where they're at. Try it on a fox stretcher, I guess. Got me thinking what I'm doing this year with my trapping. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And some things may help y'all. Maybe. We'll see. Y'all can now say that you've seen the world's smallest beaver boarded. That's a little bitty thing. It's a little bitty one. It's a beautiful early February day. I thought I'd come out here and sit in the woods for a few minutes and contemplate and talk a little bit. They said in the trap video we're going to see a bunch of critters caught. I may throw some pictures in, but I've got a buddy of mine I trap on up here. He's a good hunter and stuff, but he's not a trapper. He always seems surprised when I don't catch something. I'm never surprised that I don't catch something. I'm not going to say he's an instant gratification kind of guy, but he is probably never would be a real good trapper. I don't know, he spends hours and hours in a tree stand, knowing, but he's not a trapper. So there's a secret. It's just hard work. If you want to catch more fur, the number one thing, what I have never got across to him, I don't think, he has seen me have enough success on his property and other places he's went with me. He doesn't get why I don't catch something every night. Nobody catches stuff every night. I don't care how good you are. Some years are better, some weeks are better, some days are great, but mostly it takes time to catch that fur bearer, whatever kind it is. The secret, the number one thing is, this is hard, y'all might want to take notes. You need to put out more traps. You just can't beat numbers of sets in good locations and set well. If you can't do that, if you're into catching fur every night, you don't want to put the effort in, you need to be coon trapping with DPs. Where you can have more issues that go in your direction, because it ain't going to happen the way I trap. I've caught a lot of coons and DPs, don't get me wrong. You need to put out more traps. More traps in good to perfect locations. You need to be on spot. You need to be right where the critters are. And you need to make good sets. Just going through the woods, going through the field, slapping steel down is not going to catch you enough critters to make up for the amount of steel you have out and the amount of time you put into it. You need to have them grouped in 2s and 3s and 4s, multiple sets on specific locations. So if there's anything to learn about trapping, it's beyond setting traps and all the sets and all the groovy, cool lures and all the neat stuff, is knowing where to put the sets. That's number one. Out deer hunting. I've killed deer right down through there in my timber, because it's the only place they go through here unless they get in the fields. They got to come through here. It's kind of a no-brainer. I don't do it anymore. I feel bad about taking advantage of them. Plus, it's no fun hunting in your backyard. Not really. You got to be in the spot where the animal's going to put his foot on that little square, little round spot that big around it. That's the trick. That's the number one trick to it. But the trick to that is putting out lots and lots and lots of traps. I used to try to run 100 predator sets at a time. I did that for several years. It allowed me to catch 55 to 59 coyote, was kind of my average for most years. Never did catch more than 20 bobcat in a year. Mostly I just catch 3 or 4 or 5 bobcat a year at the most, because I don't set the set. The most traps I've had out so far this year for predators has been 14. I've only been doing like a week and a half. 14 traps. I've caught 3 coyotes, several coon, possum, skunk. That's it. Haven't caught a cat yet. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 cat sets out right now that have done nothing. Cats are that way. Takes a lot of time sometimes. And I've caught too many times. I've caught bobcat and coyote, red fox the very first night. But coyote and especially bobcats take longer. I caught a big bobcat once on the 30th night the trap was out. I caught a possum in it early on, and that was it. It was on the way everywhere I went. It wasn't far from my house. Good location. I left it set, and I caught a 28-pound tom the last day of the season. Everybody's got that kind of time, patience, and room to trap, so you got to pick your battles, y'all. It is a secret, but not a secret, but you have to cluster those sets. Minimum 2 traps, minimum 2, any given location to help non-targets, and you can't catch multiples. You can't catch 2 coyotes at a time or whatever if you don't have 2 traps out. For bobcat, I like 2 at a spot. Coyotes, I like at least, 2 is minimum, 3 to 4. And if it's a real good spot, I'll put 5 within 50 yards of each other. And that's more science, more stuff. There's other videos I'm sure that cover that. Just put out more steel in good places, in the best places, with good sets. Don't be slapping down a bunch of lousy sets with traps that tip in the bed and being, I got to get down to the next spot. You get faster as you go. I enjoy it too much to try to be fast anymore. I used to be really fast, or try to be. This rocky ground that we live in here, it's hard to be fast. Did that cover all that? For now, good sets on the best locations, as many of them as you can put out. That's how you're going to catch more fur, bottom line. There's a lot of tricks and things, and there's some stupid stuff out there I see. Learning the animals, learn their habits, learn their travel routes. Go out in the snow and do walking around, especially get one of those 2-inch wet snows. Go out the next day and do some walking. Forget taking traps or a gun. Go walk and look and learn. Learn. It's all about learning. Everything in life is about learning. The outdoors is no different, and maybe more important. So that's all I got. I'm D.W. Verts, Hickbilly Outdoors. Thanks for watching. We'll talk at you next time.